So I think that what we have wanted to really bring together for this, because we haven't ran a team call for a little while, was like putting our ear to the ground and figuring out like what does the team really want and need, and inside of that, what you guys are going to get value from tonight. So the first thing that Isaac's going to cover off is something that we've seen kind of energetically coming up in the team. And it's something that we all do regularly, regardless of however much self-development you've done, you still do this. But I thought it was really good to kind of start off the call by covering this off and, you know, looking at how we can, just ways in which that we can kind of stamp it out, and then for each of you, so you can grow and flourish inside this environment. And then we've got some really, really cool stuff to go over about social media, because I love talking about social media. Love talking about social media. So yeah,
cool. Well, what Rach was talking about was, I want to speak to comparison. So what I mean by comparison is like, who put your hand up on for this one. So who in our team has compared themselves to someone else in the team, or someone else outside of the team, to an Isagenix millionaire, to anyone else on their Isagenix journey financially so far? Put your hand up. Yeah. Cool. Okay, about just over half of you. Yeah.
Probably everyone, if you're really honest with yourselves.
Yeah. So I thought that might be the case. And I'm bringing it up because first off, that's completely normal. It's okay to compare. It's just where you go with the comparing that doesn't work sometimes. And what I mean is, I've actually had a few messages from the team, like people feeling like they're, not taking enough action because they're looking at Nat, or they're looking at someone else, and they're just like, Nat has Tasteify for 27 people, and you're like, you feel like down because you haven't done a Tasteify for 27 people. And like, I just want to say that firstly, you just got to get wherever you're at is perfect on your journey. Like, there's no comparison. You can't possibly compare where you're at to any other individual person, because that person's journey is so separate to you. It's not even funny. Like, if I was just to use Nat as an example, just because of your level of action this week, Nat's done, like, we've both done, Nat and I have done like similar years of personal development since we were like 13. I think you 15 or something, right, Nat? And like, since then up into our late 20s, like, that's how much personal development we've done. So you can't even compare that if you're someone who's only done, like, just started your personal development journey, or you've never even really done any. Like, that's one big key bit. And it just, like, if you wanted to compare, just go, okay, what are those people doing or what have they done that I need to work on for myself? And that's a more powerful place to come from, rather than, it's so easy to go to, like, oh, I'm just no good at this. Like, they're so much better and I'm never going to be like them. And, you can so easily go to those negative spaces. But what I ask for you all to start doing is just looking at where you can, because the thing with comparison, it really is the killer of all joy, all achievement, all fulfillment, all satisfaction. When you compare at that,
gratitude,
from that place, like, it really is. And you just want to be, one thing I heard, the more you can be grateful for what you've got and for other people and their success, the more you'll experience success in your own life. Honestly, once you can nail down gratitude, and gratitude for everything you have and others as well, that's you done. So if you can practice going from a place of comparison on that level to gratitude, from what I was speaking about, you guys will honestly experience your Isagenix journey, wherever you're at, whatever you do, whatever you don't do, is completely perfect, and you will just enjoy it so much more. So yeah, does that make sense to you guys? Hands up. Does that land, and you guys get that, and you feel like you don't have to beat yourself up anymore?
And I think that just to know that everyone does it really helps, because quite often someone will achieve something, so someone will hit a rank, and then you're left feeling like you've lost something. And I listen to Esther Hicks quite a lot. If any of you don't listen to Esther Hicks, you must. She's amazing. But she says, like, the experience of when someone else wins, that you're left with like joy and happiness and love for that other person, is something that we have to practice. It's not something that comes naturally for human beings in the world that we're born in. We're born into a world where scarcity is bred. Like, we're brought up believing there isn't enough, right? That's how we live. We were always hearing from our parents, there's not enough money, there's not enough time, there's not enough whatever, there's not enough jobs, there's not enough whatever it is, there's not enough anything. So having to shift that takes time, takes personal development, takes something. but just noticing when someone else wins, what's your experience of them winning? Is it like, I feel like joy and gratitude for that person? And if you don't, put yourself in that place and start feeling like, okay, like, how can I feel like happy? You know, what Isaac taught me to always think, who is that person for me? So when Alice wins something, who is Alice for us? And then when we think about who Alice is for us, she's, you know, loving, she's a leader, she's a contributor inside the New Zealand community in Isagenix, then we can be in the gratitude for Alice. So I hope that helps. That's just something that I do.
Thanks, Alice.
Thanks, Alice. Thanks
for being examples. We could honestly use all of you guys as examples for who you guys are. You're all friggin' awesome in your own right and in your own way, and it's all perfect because you add what you individually do to the team and to your own journey. So just be that. Honestly, it's okay. And if you ever want to talk to us about, you feel like you're still comparing after this call and you really just want to get it out of your space so you can just move on and be happy and enjoy your journey, just reach out to Rach and I individually and we'll be happy to chat with you guys. Cool. Okay, let's get on to the juicy stuff, social media.
Isaac, can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
Just thank you for creating that, you guys, because that was like, although I put a post up on Team Abundance today, if you guys want to check that out if you haven't already, but although, yes, I've done like Landmark and lots of other self-development from the age of 15 and it's amazing, I was still like shit scared to have those events and was still like in my head that 24 wasn't enough and like I should have invited this person and this person wasn't there and like all this stuff, like that negative inner critic going on. And even just like jumping on the call with Alice and what it took to do that and allowing her to help me, like all of that just, you know, comes for everyone in different shapes and forms. So, and, you know, I'd been comparing myself to you guys over there, like, and to, like, even though the incentives by Adam and B, it's like, oh, well, look at where they're at. If only I could lead launch parties as good as they did. I've only just started. How am I going to be able to do it? And it's just like so much noise. And the second you take on being like unreasonable and like, you know, I had every reason not to do 2 and not on a Saturday and not like last minute and not in Lululemon in my workspace after hours. But I was freaking unreasonable and that's where things really shifted. So just take on being unreasonable and like inside of that too, don't beat yourself up with where other people are at. So yeah, I just really wanted to shout to that because it was like a whirlwind of things going on for me for Saturday. So
no doubt.
Yeah.
Isaac, can I just say something real quick too?
Yeah, go for it.
Just really, really occurred to me and somewhere where I go to when I notice that I'm in comparison, like you talked about gratitude, so generating gratitude for that other person, like what they've done, so you sort of got your heart over there with them. There's 2 other things that I do too when I go into comparison is I just generate being a learner. That's the first thing, like going back to the beginning, like kind of generating that actually I know nothing and what I'm doing is learning from this person and from their Natalie, does that make sense? And being coachable, so just always standing and being coachable. Like I think when you notice your comparison, it's like you should be some other way, like you should already know what to do or you should already have made it or you should be like equal to that person, whereas this, irrespective of whether you are or you're not, you can take on being right at the beginning and being a beginner and just like looking at that person and looking at what they're doing and taking on being coachable in your heart. Does that land?
Oh yeah, heck yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. Exactly that stuff.
Just different places to stand. Yeah,
it's key. It's like all that stuff is key. There's like, it's all like the context, right? It's like where you can come from, where you can actually sit and go, okay, I'm a learner. Okay, I want to gratitude and be grateful for what I see in other people and what I see in myself. Like all that stuff is so key when it comes into going to have conversations with other people and enjoying the journey along the way. Because I honestly believe, like, if you're not really enjoying this journey, like what's the point of doing it? You might as well just get a 9-to-5 job. No offense to 9-to-5 job people.
Yeah.
You might as well get like that you don't really enjoy and go do that and earn money off that. Because it's
on that call when I was clearing Nat, it was just Nat was going to say, she just stood and being so coachable with me, because I was like, can you just shut up? This is not working right now. Like, I was so straight with her. If she hadn't have been being coachable in that moment, she would have just hung up on me. But what got created together, because we just had to be really intentional, was this beautiful relationship. But I was like, shut up, that's not helping. And she just, whereas other people would have just shouted at me and hung up, like, you're not helping me. I'm like, I'm so helping you. But she was generating in being coachable in that moment. It was then and that's just our relationship in network marketing. Like, this is what we're all learning here, and it's just being coachable is the biggest gift you can give yourself, I think.
Yeah, so true. Thanks, Alice. That was perfect. Yeah, I won't hold it up any longer. So guys, get your pads and pens out, because there's just going to be, like I said,
you're going to want to make some notes.
Yeah, like I said on the message, there's going to be some huge golden nuggets dropped on this call around social media, branding, little tips and techniques around prospecting on Facebook. So make sure you got that ready. So the very first question I want to ask, and this is around branding. So I want to talk about your guys' personal branding and creating. You may have done this work before, but whether you have or not, just look at it newly, because I just want to look at where you're at now, because we're always shifting and changing our own personal, way about us.
And there's a lot of people on here that haven't been to an event. So if you haven't been to an event, you probably won't have seen a piece on social media. That's just fact. And we're going to briefly touch on this at the end. But if you haven't been to an event, you need to get to an event if you want your business to grow. Period. That's just it.
That's it. You might have heard this if you've watched the Eric Worre's social media strategies webinar. If you did, cool, you might know some of the stuff I'm going to go over initially, but that's cool. You can do it again. Cool. So the first question is, what are 5 things you're really passionate about or enjoy doing? What are 5 things that you personally are passionate about and you just love doing?
Yeah.
I'll give an example. Like for me, I've got like 3 main things particularly I really love, and that I portray on Facebook and social media. So one's, traveling, obviously. The other one's food. I just love food. And the third one as well, which I actually picked up when I asked myself these questions recently. Third and fourth one actually is music, and because I play piano and sing as well. And the fourth one is photography. So, those are things I'm really passionate about, enjoy doing. Like every time I think about them, or every time I go to do them, put a post up on Facebook, it actually drives me to want to talk about it. So what are those 5 things for you guys?
For me, it's skiing. If anybody knows me, I am super crazy about winter sports. I love skiing. Travel, which you can combine those 2 things, but we love to travel. Food, I love to eat. Animals, I'm a bit nutty about animals as well. And what else would I say would be my things? Just inspiring females, like women.
Sure. Right, so if you don't say crystals and tarot cards, then we've missed a trick here.
If I don't say what, sorry?
Crystals and tarot cards.
Oh, yeah, crystals and tarot cards, yeah. We've missed.
Yeah.
I was actually just about to comment on your, whatever it is you wrapped up in. It looks like some sort of animal. I don't think it is.
No, it's not an animal. It's a house. There's no way it's an animal. It's just the biggest woolly blanket in the world, and my toes are like ice cubes. I'm so cold. So I'm wrapped up like a newborn animal. Carry on.
Yeah, definitely spirituality is a big thing for me.
Actually, that's so key though, because so many people say that about Rach, and what's really important about that is the way you want people to view you on social media and what you want them to know you as, because you want to attract people that are like you, right? That you want to do business with. So this is the point of this whole exercise. And Rach has attracted people like Alice, like Nat, who are building the business with her. We're all really good friends that Rach, they love each other. You can see it just on this call. They were all attracted to Rach through social media. All of them. I actually knew Alice and Nat before Rach, but Rach actually attracted them through social media into our business. So that's how powerful social media is. You guys need to get that. And that was all from Rach getting her traits, her qualities, her attributes, this is the next question, as well as what she loves and what she's passionate about. She started posting that up on Facebook 2 years ago when she started Isogenics, when we got the same training.
And it grows and evolves and changes. I think that's the other thing. And sometimes you kind of veer off track a little bit, and then you're like, what am I doing? And then you need to bring it back and be clear again what you're doing. But at the moment, I've read this post by Jackson Parr that we posted on the team page. what message am I giving out at the moment? I'm giving out freedom and travel, that anybody with any circumstances, with any amount of children can have freedom and they can travel inside what's possible. People ask us, where are you guys going to live? We're like, well, probably 6 months here and 6 months in New Zealand or Australia. And then they're like, oh, but what about when you have kids? Well, we'll just homeschool them and have them travel with us. How cool is that? And most people look at like we're crazy, but that's my whole social media represents that. Why not? Like, why can we not do that? I'm pretty certain that Gen Y know that they can do absolutely anything. So I'm sure as hell going to do that.
Yep. And okay, so the next question, you guys got that? All those 5 things you love and enjoy and passionate about?
Have we got time for some people to share?
We might get
5 things are.
We'll get some sharing at the end of it.
Okay, I'd love to hear what some people's 5 things are.
You'll get 1 or 2 people, yeah. So what are your top...
I'm looking at you, Les Humphreys.
So the second question, guys, is what are your top 5 traits, attributes, or qualities you want in the people you enroll? So you actually want to probably look at yourself too, and what are your favorite like top 5 traits or attributes or qualities about yourself? Because like I said, you probably want to enroll people like you because you want to work with people like you because you want to relate to them. So what are the top 5 traits and attributes, and maybe even things you want to develop in yourselves? Like 2 or 3 of them might be stuff you've already got that you love about yourself. And there might be 2 or 3 things that you want to note down that things that you want to develop or work on, like say leadership. You know, people who are bold and you know unreasonable, like Nat, like people like that you want in your business.
People that are loving, people that want to love on people. That's one of my big things. Yeah. Lovers.
Yeah,
I like lovers.
I actually wrote this down ages ago. I'm just going to pull mine up. What did I say? And I've still got it here. And this pops up every day. I've got like affirmations as well as the attributes and qualities I want in team members. So mine are people who are compassionate, bold leaders, they have palpable energy, they're proactive, and they're self-driven. So that's the people I'm looking out for. Whenever I'm on Facebook, I'm looking for people's posts. I'm like, proactive people, self-driven, compassionate, bold. You know, yeah, I'm always looking.
People that want to contribute. I want to work with people that want to give back to the planet. That's really important to me. So that, like, you just won't find people in my team that are like, I want to buy myself Gucci. Like, I don't ever attract people like that. And there's nothing wrong with Gucci.
No, there are people that attract people that buy Gucci because that's what they love.
Yeah,
and that's what
exactly.
They love. So go for it.
But I just want to work with people that want, like, not much stuff and want to make a difference on the planet for the next generation. That's so important to me.
Some people want to attract people who have like epic looking bodies because that's what they want for themselves.
Yeah. Like beach babes. Some people want to attract like loads of fit beach babes into their tribe. Loads of people that do like comps. You'll notice that some teams have like heaps of people that do comps. Like
and you don't necessarily have to do a comp. I know like Warren Lance. You guys might know Warren and Arlene Lance, and they've got Geordie Shields in their team. You know, who's a powerlifter and bodybuilder. He's definitely not the powerlifter bodybuilder physique type at all, but he attracted that kind of person because they have similar ways of thinking. They're like really committed and passionate about what they do, whether it be powerlifting, bodybuilding, or building a nice Jenks business. So you know those kinds of things. Cool. So the next bit I want to go into, or what I want Rach to cover, is actually how you can like take those traits, those qualities, those things you're passionate about doing, and like how you can be about it on Facebook using those things. So, Rachel, you want to cover the next couple of points?
Yeah, of course. So be yourself and be your best self. I think so often we can get caught up that we have to have this like beautiful, like perfect Pinterest social media. And let's be honest, life isn't really like that. Of course, you want to create some sort of like branding, and you can totally do that inside like different colors and different apps. But as long as you're like, if we think about Peter, like PK, I use her as an example all the time. If you go onto her Instagram, it's like all different stuff, like all different colors, but she's authentically her. And that's why she has like, whatever, 30, 40, I don't even know, 40,000 followers, because people love hearing who she is as a person. So just allow yourself to be authentic on social media. And by that, I don't mean when you're having a bad day, going on there and going, the weather's crap, like life is rubbish, like I really hate everything, like, you know, you don't.
That's why we said be your best self.
But, you know, like if you have a day when things aren't quite as rosy as the others, you can totally share about that, you know. Usually I'm quite a positive person, but today was just one of those days where like I tripped out the front door and then, you know, I like scuffed my new shoes and you can like bring some humor into it. Like I think that people love like Isaac's social media because he's funny, and people love like that he's humorous, and people want to get to know you. And that's why, you know, I would say that people have been attracted. I built through social media because I had no network in the beginning in Isagenix, because I was in New Zealand and I didn't know anybody. So people have been attracted to my social media because I was just myself. Like some people have told me not to share about crystals and spirituality, but I still do because it's who I am, and they're not my people, right? They're not meant for my tribe. So just know that everybody is not for you. I think that's the most powerful thing that you can ever like remember when you're posting and you get like 2 likes and you're like, oh my God, I thought this post was really awesome. It's like, it doesn't matter whether anybody likes it. And those 2 likes were like your mum and your dad. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who likes it or who comments or what feedback. Like as long as you are authentically you, over time, people will be drawn to your light. So just be you. And know that not everybody, Jess knows this stuff, but not everybody is for your tribe. And when that's a great thing about when someone comes to you, and then, you know, you have those awesome conversations, and then they go join somebody else's team. This happens, by the way. If it hasn't happened to you already, it will do. And then you're like they were meant for me. Like they said that they were going to join my tribe, and then you're like, well, they just weren't for us. They were not energetically for your team. So
Can I just spin to that? I
just want to get to a few things.
Super quick. It's so true. And the thing is that when I get no's, that's the first thing that I think, well, there might have been a no. I might have thought that they were from my team, but they're not from my team. And that's fine. And you just have to bless and release it. And if they come back to you, it's because things have changed and they are not for your team. But everyone's going to be for your team straight away, and sometimes things will change, and they will, and sometimes they were just never meant for you. Completely okay.
I love that. Bless and release. Bless and release.
Perfect.
And the other thing that just Laura made me think of is that when you let someone else go, when you release them from your from your place, your energy, then you allow someone else to come in. So maybe you're actually like stopping someone else coming into your orbit because you're holding on to someone and not allowing them to go and do whatever they're meant to do on their journey.
Awesome. Thanks, Rach. So those 2 points, just if you want to make real key points, be yourself, but be your best self. It's the first part. And the second one was being authentic online, on social media, being authentic. Cool. And a couple of points I want to cover. So don't spam or tag randoms. I don't see a lot of you doing this, but it's a really key point tonight. It just annoys people, and they'll probably defriend you or like unfollow you because they're just getting randomly tagged, and it comes up like it looks like spam and stuff, and they're just like you may think they're interested in what you're posting, but they may not actually care at all. So just don't like spam stuff on like people's walls and stuff like that, or you know, spam stuff that's nothing to do with like what you're actually, that's not your personal branding basically. And
one thing on there is that if you don't want to physically tag people, like, so say you've been talking to a prospect, they're interested in Isagenix, but they're not like, they haven't started, and you don't want to kind of be coming across too pushy. Most people don't know, and this is probably another thing, I'm not sure if everybody knows this, but that you can approve posts onto your timeline. So on Isaac and my timeline, when you guys tag us in something, we have to physically approve it before it shows up on our Facebook timeline. most people don't know that unless they do something in social media, like run a business or whatever. They don't know. So if you tag a prospect in a post, it's going to appear on their wall, and then all their friends and family will see it, and not everybody wants that. So what I usually do is, say I had a launch party and I'd invited that person, I tag like Alice and Nat and everyone who I know don't mind, and Jess and Lou and my mum. And then what I do is, in the comments, I'll just put like, Nicole, like, can't wait to see you, and then tag her name in the comments underneath. And also it drives traffic to your post, because your post is getting comments on the post. It's like to do with the...
And they'll reply and add small comments. There's the whole Facebook strategy and stuff that goes on in the background on Facebook that helps things pull up to the top of people's, timelines and stuff.
It's called
algorithms.
That's
yeah.
Of course,
different Facebook algorithms. Yeah.
Yeah. And so when you get comments are actually what drives traffic and drives your post up people's feeds versus likes. So you want to be trying to get as much like interaction on posts as you possibly can. And that's why it's so important when you get people commenting. Nat gets so many comments on her post, to go back and reply to those comments over the next week or so, because then it's driving more and more traffic to your post.
If you're going to have conversations, and sometimes you can in comments, that's awesome. Like you're getting engagement, like stuff they probably wouldn't like have said to you in a message, but it was a quick comment. So things like that, you've got more engagement with your audience, and you're getting more interest and curiosity about what you're actually doing. So that stuff is key.
And if you don't have the timeline review on your Facebook, I highly recommend making a note and going and doing that. It's in your settings, just so that you can approve people's posts before, so they don't tag you in a drunk post from 1999 and then you're like,
your branding
that's not my branding anymore. So so
that was my branding.
I think it's worth I was just going to say that it's worth mentioning the back and forth on in the comments, that maybe after one or two, take it offline and go to Messenger. Like, don't end up, scheduling a meeting or something on the comments. Like, there's a point and it needs to go back to a message. It's just something to be aware of.
Pick it up, right? Like, it's when you're going into a conversation.
Kind of use your common sense a little bit. It's like, are you going to have this conversation in public, or are you going to go and, just have it to the side there with that person now? So it's kind of like, you think of your wall as very public.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't want to have full-on
conversations
on your wall.
Especially if someone asks you a question about what it is that you're doing, don't go, oh, it's this, and this. Go, look, I'll PM you.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, you're giving way too much away. People are going to jump to conclusions
before they know anything. Or something like that. I'll call you.
Handle objections.
That's a perfect segue into the next piece I want to talk about, which is around creating curiosity. Like you guys are saying, you don't want to start answering people's questions and saying what this is and saying Isagenix all over your wall. Like, some people do put Isagenix on their timeline and on their post, and that's up to them. It's your choice. But I find the most powerful way to be able to have people engage in what you're doing and be interested and keep them curious and have them reaching out to you even, is by creating that curiosity. So when you're posting on Facebook, it's like using the term nutritional cleansing instead of Isagenix, little things like that. And you'll see that I do that all the time, and even Rach too. So, and then like when you're putting out product posts, not like slamming Isagenix and the pictures all over the picture and on the timeline and stuff like that. And that's laughing because she used to do that with Herbalife. So yeah, it's just, I feel like it's so much more powerful to be able to create curiosity through just like telling people a little bit, but not too much, like holding a bit back.
Yeah.
So that, they're like, oh, what are they actually doing? So when you go to message them, they're going, what do you, like, by the time that, they're really curious and you're going, yeah, I've been doing this nutritional cleansing thing. When you message them, okay, I've been seeing all the posts all over your wall. What have you been doing? Nat crossing over to the bright side. So yeah, like you don't need to like slam it out there, and people get so put off by that because it's just been done for so many years. Salesy stuff, like people slamming brands in your face and them in Coca-Cola and McDonald's and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. People become numb to it. They don't want to see it. So just be mindful about how you create curiosity on your post. And each post you need to be thinking about how, if I was that person on the other side of the computer, on their computer, it's going, would I be asking what are they doing, and be really curious and engaged in what I'm doing and what I'm posting. So asking yourself those questions before you post is really key.
Alice,
Can
you
I,
look like you're gonna.
Oh, I'm just bursting just because I've got literally a very, very great example of this, what's happened with Alison. So she's getting heaps of inquiries and quite a lot of traction now. She's just finished 30 days. And she's just been doing a few very, very subtle posts, like hardly anything, around hydration and how she's loving drinking water. She's doing it about how she's got more energy and she feels brighter and kind of keeping up with things. And she's not been posting smoothie bowls. She's not been posting anything that's overt or in your face. She had a picture of a shake next to her laptop in a post the other day, and you could just see the shake. I saw it. I said, I saw what you did there. But it's very subtle, and people are asking her about her journey. Like, what are you doing? This sounds amazing. And, you know, it's really very, it works. The curiosity, it's clever. Curiosity approach works really well.
Yeah.
So true.
Especially if you're at the start of your journey and you want to be a bit strategic about it. So kind of once you've already been, this is actually something Nicole mentioned on the call last night about not everyone will be at the same place in their social media journey. So there's also like, don't emulate what Jackson Parr's doing because he's a long way down his journey. Look at what he did when he first started. You know, or like you might talk a bit more about that, Isaac. But
yeah, that's exactly what I was going to go on. Yeah.
Even where I am now, 8 months into it, is very different to where, say, Alison or Belinda will be, who are just starting out and they're, you know, kind of in their journey. So
yeah. And you can ask a question at the end of your post. I think that's really great. Like, or even just like imply something. Like for me, you know, I like to write, you know, if you're looking for like a uplifting community, then like I relate it back to myself, like I was 2 years ago, then I would just love to share with you more about you know, what we do and who we are. And I
was just reading Loz's thing. I asked a question the other day and got way more response than normal. If people want to engage in your post, but if you don't give them the opportunity to, if you don't ask them questions or you don't put up anything that's really that interesting to them as well, then you're not really going to get many comments or likes or anything. I mean, great to put just casual lifestyle posts up, but also think about other lifestyle posts that, you know, are going to create some traction on your social media as well. Cool. Thanks, Loz. And what the other thing, and you'll get people that message you that you never thought will comment. That would never comment, and
people.
You didn't think they even followed you.
You're like, oh my God, I'm friends with that person. I forgot about that.
The other thing is plan, do, review. So plan, do, review I use for literally basically everything in my life. Like, if you haven't heard this before, it's basically just putting it really simply, planning what you're going to post for the next day, possibly for the next week even. Like doing the posting, like doing what you said, what you planned, and then reviewing it each time. Like at the end of each week, I look back on my social media, sometimes every few days, and I go, oh, like that post got a lot of traction, you know, like what did I do? What worked about that post, and what can I do more of in the future that, you know, worked from that? And like that's reviewing. So planning what you're going to do, doing it, taking action, and then reviewing it. Plan, do, review, plan, do, review. You keep doing that throughout for your social media, you know, you're going to honestly, like by the end of 2-3 months, your social media won't look the same. You'll have so much more traction. You have people commenting, liking more so than before. People will be really actually interested, curious, and engaged in what you're doing. And the other thing is, when you're looking at people, like Alice was saying, look at what people are doing who are successful. Yes, always do that on social media, whether it be Nat, Alice, me, Rach, or Jackson, or Warren and Arlene Lance, or, you know, any of the Ice Jinx, significant income earners, Adam, Bianca, all that kind of stuff. Like, look for people that firstly you're going to relate to and resonate with. Don't look at me if you don't like dad jokes and you know, you don't like that kind of humor and stuff. If you're not that kind of person, then maybe you won't want to look at mine. But if you like crystals and cards and stuff like that, Rach, and, you know, like, just look at the people you feel like you resonate with and see what they've posted. And literally, I've copied so many different like things, and honestly, like almost same times exact wording from people, because I'm like, yeah, that sounds like me. I'd say that. I just couldn't think of it at the time. And like, you know, that's what people are going to see. They're going to see the authentic you, but they're going to see the best you, you know? So that's how that all relates back. Cool. The next thing I wanted to cover, you guys might have seen this in your 90-day game plan. So I hope you guys are keeping up, by the way, and making notes. Like, I'm going to pump through all these because I want to get you guys to get as much value as possible. 10-4-1. Who here has heard of the social media rule 10-4-1? Hands up. No?
Everyone? No one?
Oh, hardly anyone.
Hardly anybody.
Oh, this is so good. I'm glad I brought it up.
This is so good. And I can't wait for you to all be at summer kickoff and get like
You'll get awesome training on this as well.
So much epicness.
Yeah. I'm going to cover it real quickly.
Guys, this is awesome.
Firstly, you want to go to the 90-day action plan. And you can find that on anz.isogenicsbusiness.com, or if you're from the UK, uk.isogenicsbusiness.com. And honestly, go to the training part and find the 90-day action plan, download that, print it as well, go through the social media training part of the action plan, because this is what it says. And 10-for-1, basically all it means is each week, 10 posts, 10 lifestyle posts, to 10 posts about the things that you love, those traits, those, passions, those hobbies, all that stuff that you love that you wrote down. 10 posts in the week will be about that. And then the 4 posts will be about usually Isogenics or nutritional cleansing related stuff, or, gym, or, stuff that's about health and wellness, like based around, what you're doing with Isogenics. It could be before and after photos. What else could be? It could be, I often do at least 1 or 2 before and after photos a week.
Yeah, it could be like a smoothie bowl, or it could be a picture of you cleansing, or it could be like, just something like, even stuff about like the 16-week challenge, you exercising, all different things in that 4.
Yeah. And then the 1 post is a power post. So a power post could be related to a product, about a product that's, maybe just been released, or a product that you love and you just like love the way it makes you feel, and you want to write about how it makes you feel and the results you've gotten so far, or your results in nutritional cleansing even. Or it could be a power post about the business opportunity or the financial opportunity Isogenics provides, and how you love like earning just that little bit of extra residual income you're getting each week, or however often you're getting extra residual income from Isogenics. You might like put a quote out that reflects something about residual income or something like that. It could be, it's basically anything that's going to cause massive traction on Facebook, on social media. So it doesn't have to be limited to products or residual income.
It could be business related. Like I think some of you have seen this one last night where I wrote, I don't know if you guys can see that. Here we are. And it was like it was just a picture of us on the bus. Like it's nothing fancy, but we were mapping it out in the photo. We're mapping out the next 3 months in our business. So what we're going to achieve by the time we come back to New Zealand, and like what that looks like numbers wise, how many lives we're going to impact, and in the process, how many people we need to talk to hit the next rank that we have in Isogenics. And so I just captured that in a bit of a post. So that kind of thing is really good as like a once a week post. You don't want to be doing that all the time.
Perfect. Yeah. And Marie, I saw your question. If you can just ask that at the end, because we're going to have a quick 5-minute Q&A session. That was a really good question, actually. So just keep that and we'll answer at the end. The other thing is times of day and times of the week to post, like what's most effective. So there's actually if you look up social media on the Team Abundance page, or if you're on the Abundant Living page for the guys in Josh and Cesar's team, if you look up social media, I'm pretty sure on both pages there's stuff about when to post, what time of the day, what time of the week is effective. Check that out. But what I'll say just really simply, and what I stick to, is that mornings usually between 7 to 9 are really effective on the weekdays, and also afternoons all the way from 5 to 8, 9 p.m. is a really effective time to post, because that's when people are and sometimes midday as well, like when people are on their lunch breaks at work are quite good. So those.
Can I just add into that really quickly? If you've got an international market, so for me, Rach, for example, when we're in New Zealand, we're also appealing to an English market. We have to consider their time of day as well. So say if you're American living in Australia, you have to think of your Aussie audience, and also when the 7 to 9 a.m. is in America and when you're going to time that.
So true. No, thanks, Loz. The beauty of UK is even if we're posting in the morning, it's nighttime in New Zealand. Or vice versa. If you're in New Zealand, you're posting in the morning, it's nighttime in the UK. So you're kind of, whether you morning and night, you're winning both ways with the UK and New Zealand, and Europe as well. So thanks, Loz. And the other thing is, so check out that post because it goes into more detail. I just wanted to make sure you guys were aware of that. There are times. Weekend, I feel like honestly, any time of the weekend, people are on social media all the time, all over the weekend. So you can kind of post whenever you want. More lifestyle posts on the weekend, I find are really effective. Maybe a before and after, or a power post, or, one of those 4 or 1 posts on a Sunday night. Sunday nights are really key, I find, because people are just going back to work. And if you do a power post about the bit more extra freedom in terms of income that you're getting from your side income, if it's a side income for you from your Isogenics business, saying just how you're so grateful for that and what it's allowing you to do. If you do a post like that on Sunday night, people thinking about going to work on a Monday, it's quite, it's a hit to them. It's just stuff you sort of thing. But it's also you're not rubbing it in their face. You're just saying how grateful you are for it, and just how you want to help other people do the same thing. If they're interested, feel free, reach out. We're we're just here to help people. So if you put it like that, it's different. It's not like a ramming in the face.
Just try to, like Isaac said earlier, think about, put yourself over there with other people. We do live like in a little bubble where everything's really like positive and like we love life and we want to make a difference to people. Most people are living for the weekend, waiting till Friday for 2 days to enjoy themselves, to then on Sunday night spend the whole evening getting ready to go back to work, to then really not enjoy Monday very much because they're trying to get back into work. Then Tuesday, not so. Wednesday, hump day. Thursday, okay, we're on downhill for the weekend again. And that's how most people, like in the 9 to 5, which is the majority of the world, in the Western world, live their lives. And I'm pretty sure that all of us can relate to that at some point in our lives. So just imagine what it would be like for you seeing a post on a Saturday about, I don't know, your awesome business. People just are not thinking about that. They're thinking about what they're doing on a Saturday. But on a Sunday night, it could be really interesting to know that you don't need to go back to work on the Monday because, you know, you cut your hours down to 4 days a week or something. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever, wherever you're at, you know, be authentic, like we said, and just don't try and copy like Jackson Parr. Like even I couldn't copy him and be like, I can buy this, that, and do this, and with my car and all that. I can't say that right now. Like I'm not in that financial position. But hey, I have gotten to the point where I can travel freely and earn residual income to help sustain my lifestyle. So I would post about that.
Yeah.
And wherever you're at, whether it's like $1,000 a week you're getting or $50 a week, what does that extra $50 or $1,000 a week give to you? What does it allow for you to do now? Because there'll be stuff that you weren't able to do before that you're able to do with that extra bit of income coming in every week.
Yeah.
I think those posts are so like elemental, and if you can start showing people that that's what you're doing, helping people with their health, as well as, you know, getting a financial, like getting financial abundance from it. People want to see that. People want to know that, you know, it's something, it's possible out there. People are looking for that, you know.
$100 a week could make the biggest difference to a family. You know, that's like food for the week. That's like a car payment. So whatever you've earned in Isagenix, never make it. Is Dave alive? I'm not sure, babe.
He's moving. Yeah, he's good to go.
He just moved. It's fine. Someone check his pulse.
Look, he's just on his watch challenge. Look at his chest and his arms.
But yeah, the other thing real quick I'm going to say is I'm thinking of so many things. Like I could just, but when you do a post, go back through your likes and your comments. Don't forget about your likers, because there's a lot of people out there that hit like that will never ever comment. Are you going back through the likes and the comments and looking at who's liking your posts and then messaging them? Thank you so much for supporting me on my post. Like it was actually kind of scary for me to write that. Like are you doing that? Are you going back and just messaging those people and starting up conversations with them online, and then, you know, trying to get them offline as quickly as you can?
Awesome. Thanks, Rach. Okay, well, I just want to share screen and go over a couple of things really quickly in these last few minutes before we go into our Q&A session. And do I even have it up? Let's see. There's Facebook. There it is. Cool. Okay, so I am going to use, I know Josh and Cesar's team, you guys have Reboot and Rebalance, but I'm just going to, they look similar anyway, the pages, but I'm going to use our page, Rebalance Living, and just pop onto here and see and show you guys what, some of you are already doing this, and that's awesome, but I just want to make sure you know why you're using the Rebalance Living page, why it's effective, or the Reboot and Rebalance page. So one thing that you'll see that Rach and I particularly do is like we comment basically on every post pretty much, especially the welcomes and the congratulatory posts, the before and afters, things like that, and we like them all, we love them all. Like every single post, I try not to anyway, like miss any post. And yeah, basically the reason why is because ever since I started, and from coming from the Complete Lifestyle Experience page, which was our previous product page, what I found really effective is when you comment, especially like people who are following you on this page, people you've added to this page, you know, and welcomed under the comment section under the Mary Evans clip, they see every comment and every post that you do. You know, sometimes that might be annoying, they'll turn it off, but some people keep that on, and every time you comment, every time you post up on this page, people are watching, like whether you know it or not, whether they like it or not, or comment, they're always watching. They always see it pop up in the notifications, and they're going to check out at least one or two during the week if you're posting regularly. And so why that's effective is when you go to talk to those people and you go to message them, they'll actually go, oh yeah, like they'll often say, or they may not say, but they may go, I've been watching your post and I saw that before and after the other day of that guy. And you're like, what before and after was that? It's like a before and after from 2 weeks ago sometimes. And they're like, oh yeah, I put that up. And that's so effective. Like when I said like on that post about Jackson Parr, I said 90% of my business is being built via social media. This is why it's not just because of posting, not just because of commenting. It's also hugely because of this page. At least half the reasons for this page.
So if you imagine, like, let's use Cindy for example, because she's just done a post here. She posts usually every day, every 1 to 2 days on the Rebalance Living page. She's added maybe 30 people, 40 people into the Rebalance Living page over the last, say, 6 months. All those people that she added into the Rebalance Living page, when she posts, get a notification saying, Cindy, your friend Cindy has posted on the Rebalance Living page. Jess Seeley posted in the Rebalance Living page. I got a notification because she's my friend. So that's the thing we want to remember, guys, is if you're plugging people into this page, which is awesome, that's what you want to be doing, and you're not posting on there, you're like cheating yourself.
Oh, you're missing out
hugely. If I haven't posted on there for 2 days, I'm like, oh, like I've got people on there that I want to see my posts. I want them to see the before and afters. I need to post. So that's the thing you always want to remember, is that you just want to be leveraging as much as you can so that it's time effective for you, especially if you guys are working. You want to be leveraging the page by plugging people in and then posting, a real quick post each day or every couple of days, because that's going to help people see, the Isagenix system and attract them into your business.
Perfect. Thanks, Rach. And one thing I was going to cover, but I might actually just do a post about it, is three-way messages. So who here, and I just want to get a gauge, who here on the call, put your hand up if you use three-way messages? Yeah? Awesome. Okay, quite a few of you do. Cool. So you know how to use three-way messages, and basically I'll do a quick post just for anyone who doesn't use them or doesn't know why and why they're effective and how to use them as well. I'll do a post up on the Team Balance page this week.
But they're gold. And if you're not using them, then again, you're just making it really hard for yourselves. The thing that you'll notice about everything that we go over is we are wanting to make it as simple and as easy as possible. We want to leverage the page. We want to leverage our leaders in this, in things like three-way messages, three-way calls, the webinars that Alice runs, so that we don't have to be doing all the work ourselves. That's why we have this community. I've done it, trying to do it all myself, and it takes a lot of effort, a lot of time, and is really, really draining. So the more you can leverage other people to talk to your people and get them in front of your people, the quicker and easier it will be to grow this business.
Awesome. Okay, well, that's all I wanted to cover. And so some people had some questions. Oh, actually, do you want to? Oh, yeah,
I'd like to hear some shares just from a couple of people of what their 5 things were that best, like their 5.
If we could just get one person, then we'll go into the questions. Who wants to share their 5 traits and their 5 other 5
Can
things?
you also answer Marie's question as well?
Yeah, that's what we're going to go into, Alice.
Who wants to share? What about somebody that never shares? Someone that like never ever shares?
Yeah, who wants to step up and get in their uncomfortable zone? Yeah, Liz? I'll unmute you. Here you go. Go for it.
Okay, so my 5 things are art, travel, food, friends, and family.
Oh, I love that.
And the traits are positivity, humour, genuine, creative, and free-spirited.
Awesome.
Beautiful. I love that. So I take it you're not Les, because that's a boy's name. Just a wild guess. What's your name, darling?
Andre.
Oh, yes, I've seen you posting up heaps. Yes. Yeah. Love it. Yeah, exactly. So you're doing all the right things, because I knew you from the posts. So that's awesome. Yeah. Perfect. I love that.
And I know it's kind of on the spot, Andre, but what's one thing, now you've done this exercise, what's one thing you're going to do differently on social media now?
Post more around those 5 things, not just around the health and wellness stuff.
Mm-hmm. Bit more variety. Yeah.
That's me.
And just post more, because we're not very good at it.
I like photography, but I focus way too much on like having the aesthetic rather than like my interests. Like when I just set off, like I love tech, and like if I could post about that, that's just like another leg I've just grown in my post. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I learned today. So thanks a lot.
Oh,
no
you're
worries,
welcome.
man.
It's so nice to like virtually meet you guys, and we'll look forward to
Absolutely. Yeah.
Can I just add something real quick about
go.
this?
Yeah.
Just this thought that came to my head. I'm quite an overthinker. It was when you said about your photography and getting things beautiful. Like, I'm a graphic designer and a designer. Like, so one thing for me is I overthink what I'm doing. I forget that you put it up and it goes. You put it up and it goes. I mean, social media, and especially Insta story and Facebook story, is so fast now. It's instantaneous. So it's there and then it goes. It's like, don't overthink it. Just get content up. Get content
Yeah.
up. It's like
Nat
quite
is
important.
really good at that. She just like
Oh.
puts stuff out there, and her posts are always really like spontaneous. I
Yeah.
think another thing is that I remember PK again. Obviously, I listen to a lot of PK, as you can gather. But she said, "No one's going to remember your quote from last Thursday."
I think you said that to me, Rachel.
Did I? Like, no one remembers. No one really remembers. Like, in a week's time, they will have forgotten what you posted about, or probably in 2 days' time, they would have forgotten what you posted about. So, loved hearing from you, Andre and Les. Like, yeah, it's so good to meet you guys when I've seen you showing up and doing so well. Okay, perfect.
So, questions. I just want to answer Marie's question because I think that was a key one. So how much time do you spend on Facebook each day? So Rach, might be different for you. I think Rach spends more time on Facebook.
I'm laughing because I'm always online.
Yeah.
Like, you can get me like 24 hours a day, 7 days. No, I'm joking.
But
I do sleep.
You can do that, what Rach does, and spend a lot of time on Facebook if that's what you love doing. If you would have seen my post I put up just recently, I've never really enjoyed. It takes something for me to put stuff on Facebook. Like, sometimes I have to be like, oh, put something on Facebook. It may not look like that. But once I do, I really enjoy and love the posts. And but I only spend maybe 2 to 3 hours max on Facebook. And when it comes to posting stuff on Facebook, I'll spend no more than 15 minutes or so posting stuff on Facebook on my personal page. Then I might spend 10 to 15 minutes liking, commenting on the Rebalanced Living page, and putting a post up. I just try to put up at least one a day on that page. You see, that's already only half an hour to 40 minutes I spend on that. So I try to time block it out, and I bang it all out at once, usually often in the morning here in the UK, which might time your guys' time. So I try not to spend too much more than 2 hours, basically. And then I also go through people's posts and comment, as well as
wish them happy birthdays.
Engage with people, on Facebook. So
yeah,
throughout the whole day, I may spend that long max. Yeah, I'm not even sure, like maybe even 2 hours on average. What about you?
Yeah, maybe like a little bit longer. Like, I tend to, in the morning, like the things that I do before I do anything else is I do my 333, which is 3 new contacts, like brand new people, 3 follow-ups, 3 like check-ins with the team, so people I haven't checked in with for a while, if I haven't spoken to Alice for a few days or whatever. And then I do I go through everything on the Rebalanced Living page, everything on the Team Abundance page, and then I do a post on the Team Abundance, the Rebalanced Living, and my own page. And then if that post, I can correlate it and post it on like Start, and everywhere else I will. But like bare minimum, I post on Team Abundance and Rebalanced Living every single day, and do like a post straight off the bat. And so I try to make notes of posts to do. So like today, I know that I'm going to put up a quote I post on Instagram as well, and I post about probably 3 times a day on Instagram. Like, I'm a bit of an avid poster, but you guys don't need to do it that much if you don't want to. You've got to remember that Isaac and I do this full time. And then I've got a quote to put up there this morning, and then I've got a picture of me a video of me in the gym to put up. So I already know what I'm posting the night before I go to sleep. So I've got like some idea, because it's just like you're always kind of scrabbling around, like, what can I post? And
yeah. I just Nat, I'll take. Thanks for raising your hand. So polite.
I would never see someone do that before.
I'll answer your question after this one. So I just thought Joe would say about how. I'm just going to answer this as quickly as possible. And for you guys, it's 11:02 now. So it's 10:02 p.m. over there in New Zealand. If you need to hop off, go for it, and you can watch the end of the call and the recording. If you want to stay on and hear the answers to these questions, go for it. So in terms of how do you grow on social media, and should you create a new Facebook page? So firstly, the last question.
I think I can answer this well as well, because I did this from the other side of the world. Do you mind if I answer?
Yeah, no, go for it.
Yeah, so for me, like, when I went traveling, and then I started an Isagenix business. So everybody was expecting to see me traveling, and then I was posting before and afters. It was like something that kind of came up for me quite a lot. Like I was a bit torn. Do I create a new Facebook page or do I not? I think if you can incorporate enough of yourself into what you do in Isagenix, because let's be honest, Isagenix is part of your life. So if you're posting about your life, you end up posting about Isagenix. For me, they're both one and the same. You know, I post pictures of us traveling, but equally me having a shake in the morning is a part of what I do in my day-to-day routine. So for your family, I would just make sure that you're sticking to like the 10-4-1, because if you're posting 10 posts about your life, like i.e. baby pictures, you guys going like to new places in New Zealand or booking your flights back home or whatever it might be, if you're posting 10 posts like that versus, you know, 3 or 4 posts a week about, you know, your shake and stuff, the majority of that is going to be stuff that your family is going to be interested in. Plus, if you're anything like my family, when I came back, most of them wanted to know what I was doing. I wanted to sign up to Isagenix. So, yeah. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
I think it's really pointless and a complete waste of your time to create a second page when you can incorporate both into one page.
Yeah. I think having your own personal page and doing the 10-4-1 thing, you still have the you coming through as well.
Yeah.
As well as what's important to you about your Isagenix business, with it not occurring like a business. You know, it just occurs like this is your lifestyle, this is what you do, this is what you love. You also love health and wellness and the results you're getting, plus you love all the other stuff you enjoy that you post about. So, you know, you can really implement them together and be more effective and leverage your time using one page effectively like that, your personal one. Cool.
Yeah.
No, really good
Did
question.
that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
Cool. And were there any other questions?
Nat's had her hand up.
Oh, lower hand. Yeah.
No, I'm being super girly. I keep playing with my hair. That wasn't my hand up before.
You actually did.
See,
Like,
you can't see yourself in a meeting like that.
okay.
No, nothing.
Thanks, Nat.
Marie, what do you mean about that when you said my family would not appreciate my posting stuff? Because you do post stuff about them on your page, like your grandchildren and stuff. That's all lovely, all of that.